All right, motherfuckers. Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far, man. That right there was Fierce Atmospheres with the brand new track High and Hellbound. And you know what, man? We're going to call them up right the fuck now and see what the fuck is going on in their world, dude. Hang on one second. Let's see if we can get them on the line, man. Fingers crossed. Hello. Fierce Atmospheres. Can you guys hear me?
I'm Taryn. Yeah, I can.
Taryn, what's up, man?
Nothing much. Just I was listening to Holy Diver.
Holy Diver.
Waiting for your call. Yeah.
Oh man, we're playing fucking Fierce Atmospheres, dude.
Nothing much. Just
hello.
Listening to Holy Diver.
Holy Diver.
Holy
waiting
shit.
for your call. Yeah.
Hello.
We're playing fucking Fierce Atmospheres. Oh man, there's like 5 Zachs.
Yeah, there's a lot of delay. Yeah.
Holy Diver. I just
oh man, there's like 5 Zachs.
Somebody needs to turn the radio down. I think it's
turn down the radio or put your headphones on or something, man. Holy shit.
Somebody needs to turn the radio down. I think it's
Hello? All right.
Hello?
It's better now.
Oh.
All right, so who all do we have on the air with us right now, man?
I'll go first. This is Taran. I'm Taran de Pablos. I'm the singer in Fierce Atmospheres.
Here we go. We got me. I'm Eric, the guitarist. I'm Lance, the bass player.
That's it, I think.
Awesome, man. So tell us, guys, what the fuck is going on in the world of Fierce Atmospheres, man? We just got done blasting one of your new tracks, and I got to tell you, man, that shit is fucking awesome, dude. What the fuck, man? Tell us what's going on in your world. What are you guys doing?
Go ahead, T. You can start.
I can start. Okay. Well, right now we're just rehearsing for new shows that may be coming up by the middle of spring. We are going to do an East Coast run in the summer, and we have some interest from some European labels to relaunch the album. And other than that, we're kind of just practicing, writing some new stuff, and chilling for a minute.
Awesome, man. So give us a brief history lesson on the band. Like, tell us, how did you guys get started, and how long have you been doing this?
Oh man, okay. Now we're gonna have to dig deep. No, I mean I started this band 20 years ago, 21 maybe, down in Austin, Texas when I lived there, and we put our first demo out, Gale Force, down there, and then I moved to Champaign, Illinois for 8 years and put out a couple other EPs that we did while I lived there. But I've been in Chicago for 11 years now, and this is pretty much where the band's been based for the last 11 years. But I've been through like 25 guys that have come through this band over the years, and the reasons also are crazy all over the map, because I had guys from like 4 or 5 different states before playing in this band. So the last few years it's been real nice because we've had a pretty solid lineup. It's been the same guys for like the last 3.5 years pretty much.
Right on.
With our new album, we're pretty stoked about that. We appreciate you playing it. It's so cool, and we're going to be going to the East Coast, and we're actually looking for a show in New York City or somewhere around there right now for Sunday, July 24th. We're playing Providence, Rhode Island, Friday, July 22nd. We're going to be in Providence, Rhode Island. July 23rd, we're up in Maine, and we're looking for something in New York, Sunday, July 24th. So anybody listening that can help us out doing Sunday Night Metal, we want to get down there and play for you.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, hell, if you guys ever make it down to Tennessee, dude, hit me up, man. I'll come out and headbang with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be awesome, man. Now, weren't you in New York for a while?
No.
Oh, okay, okay. Maybe that was where the confusion was earlier.
No.
Oh, shit.
I've been to New York City one time in my life for about 2 days. That was it. I've never lived there though.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, well, either way, yeah, we appreciate it, man. And yeah, so that's what's up for now. And our new album, we're pretty stoked about it. We've been trying to push it, and we're actually in pre-production for our next one too. So trying to stay busy, and we got these shows coming up and stuff. So
Hell yeah! So let's talk The Speed of Dreams, man. Tell us about this record. What are some of these songs about?
Lyric wise, each song has its own personality. There's no topic that goes that there's a thread throughout the album. So some of them are inspired by personal things, and some of them are inspired by stories that you see or movies or books that you read. Like there's a song called The Stain that is based out of a character in the show Westworld, for example. And there's others that are based more on personal stuff. There's a couple of songs that have to do with addiction, like One More for the Dying, for example. That's a closer in the album. But there's no, we didn't go, I didn't set up to have a topic or to have topics to talk about. With this one, it just came out song by song in a way.
Hell yeah, man. So as far as the name, Fierce Atmospheres, how did you guys come up with that? Is there a story behind that?
I wouldn't know, Eric.
Well, I think it's funny how it happened. To actually say like what the name means or what it's about is probably, that's a stretch for me to try to say what it is. But we came up with a few different names. Like the band was going to be called Zone of Silence at one time. And I'm trying to think, Degrees of Response was one of the names. And then one day, I don't know, I'm sitting there with the original guitarist down in Texas, and I'm like, how about Fierce Atmospheres? And he's just like, dude, that's it. And I was like, that sounds like that's it, huh? And he was like, yeah, that's totally it. And we just went with it, and it just seems to fit the music somehow, too. It could be all kinds of things. Like whatever Fierce Atmospheres means to you, that's what it could mean,
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, and that's kind of cool in a way because we try not to keep it like one certain thing. We're kind of labeled as a progressive metal band, but I don't think that's all we are. I mean, we have parts that even go into death metal, grind metal a little bit, and then we have parts that are acoustic and have keyboards and Terrence singing all over them. So we try to like be diverse, but we're still metal all around for sure. We try to keep it metal too.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's definitely a dynamic record, man. Like, all the songs are different, and you have a lot of different sounds coming in. It's really hard to pigeonhole it into one like, label or, genre.
Yeah, and, that sometimes could be to our detriment. Like, I've had a friend tell me, he's like, I don't know if that could hurt you or be good for you because you're not death metal, you're not progressive metal, you're not, he's like, you're all kinds of different things kind of mixed into one, but hopefully that does help us in the long run, that, maybe keep things interesting for people, hopefully,
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of times, people, for simplicity reasons, I guess they want to put things into a category, and stick it where they feel like it fits. But then again, when there's something like this where it's got so many different things going on, it can actually help in that way, is that it's something that you remember, because it's different, it's not the same old fucking thing, man.
Yeah, it's a little harder to promote within the metal niches because there's as you know, with metal there are people that are very religious to their style. So if they're into doom, it's doom or nothing. You know what I mean? or if they're into grindcore, that's what they listen to. And if a grindcore band throws a funky beat in the middle of the song, that's sacrilegious. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit like Eric said, to our detriment in that sense. But I think overall, you have to be honest to who you are, and if you have all these many influences, they're just going to show up in what you do. So it's not like we are trying to be this or that. It's just what comes out, you know. And then if somebody wants to label it something, that's on you guys, on the listener or the radio person to give it a label, more than to us, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, man. I definitely know what you're talking about too. Like like as far as putting the promo together, you know, and sending it out to people, trying to put it into one category or putting a name on it, you know, or a genre or something, and then you know, there's always going to be somebody that's like, wait a second, this isn't fucking you know, this isn't all power metal or
yeah, exactly.
It's like, dude, chill out, man, just listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, it ain't that progressive. It doesn't sound like Dream Theater to me.
No,
you know?
No.
It's got bits and pieces of different metal genres, so you can call it metal for sure.
Oh yeah.
But you can call it, some things are more power metal, some things are more old school heavy metal, some things are more proggy. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you can hear like a little of my Rush influence. So like one of our old songs from the last album, One on One, it was an instrumental before Terry joined the band. And we used to call it the Rush song because we didn't have a name for it. So we used to just call that one the Rush tune. And then a friend of mine came out and saw us, and he's like, dude, I never realized how much I hear Rush in your music. And so, like, there's a little of that even in there, you know? I mean, we all grew up on Maiden, Priest, Sabbath, but there you go. Rush was right in the middle of that, too. And you know, so I love that band, and I love Dream Theater when they came out too. But I mean, I played in death metal bands too for 5 years. So I played in a death metal band called Living Impaired for 5 years, and that influence is there. Like the middle of a song to the Land of the Living could be a death metal part, you know, if you wanted to get technical about it. But overall, we've been just calling it progressive power metal, maybe for lack of a better way to describe it. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Now, as far as the album cover goes, man, I gotta ask you about that. Who did that shit, man? That is a cool fucking cover. It's like when you're looking at it, you see this big, looks like the planet fucking on fire, and then if you look closely, there's this little dude down in the corner, and he's fucking like shooting fire up at it or something, man. What's going on with that?
Well, we hired this guy, and we threw the names of the songs and the title at him, and he didn't come up with something satisfactory. But in the middle of his design, there was that dead planet or burning moon or whatever you want to call it, and I had the idea of the. I was listening to the Infinite album by Deep Purple, and you look at that cover, it's like a vast icy thing with a ship in the middle. So I said, how about we put the burning red and black planet in the middle of ice, in the middle of nothing, right? And then we put the dude there, and you don't know if the planet is sucking up the energy from the dude or the dude is sucking up the energy from the planet. But I wanted for it to be striking to the eye. Mm. So for there to be contrast, the whole background is light blue and white, and the planet is really bright orange and red. Mm. So people could give it an interpretation with the title, The Speed of Dreams, and use their imagination. But it's not quite a concept. It's more of or something that looks striking and cool to our eye, and hopefully to other people's eye, and anybody can interpret it in however way they want. Yeah,
man, I love it, dude. Now, for all the gearheads out there, I got to ask you, like, can you give us a rig rundown of what some of the equipment and stuff that you guys use to get these tones and these sounds on this record?
Yeah, for sure. So it's funny, right at the beginning of starting the record, I had a Carvin V3 amp I've been using for years, and it started kind of shitting the bed right as we're starting to record the record, and I'm like, oh, of course, there you go figure, right? So I usually play that through 2 carbon stacks. So usually live I have a full carbon stack, and that's what I was going to start recording with. But what had happened is that amp started shitting the bed, so I have a carbon Legacy I started using and did one of my guitar tracks with that. But I had just bought an Eddie Van Halen 5150 amp, and I did another pass with that one. So I did 2 rhythm tracks with those 2 amps, and our other guitar player, Sean, did 2 rhythm tracks with his Marshall JCM 800 series. So with our tones blended together, they were sounding really good. And I put 4 mics on each of us, too. So we were using a ribbon mic, a Cam R3 ribbon mic that a buddy of mine made, plus just like the typical SM57 and stuff like that, and a couple other ones I had. But then Andy LaRocque mixed it, and from what he told me, he only used the SM57, and then he passed it through all his gear out in Sweden when he was mixing.
Wow.
Which was awesome, right? And our bass player, Lance, who's sitting right here, too.
Shit the Bed should be the theme of this whole, when it comes to the instruments, Shit the Bed should be the whole theme of it, because my main bass, when I first started doing the basic tracks, had a little bit of a buzz. And it was something that they noticed in Sweden, and they're going, hey, man, you need to do something about that. So I have another bass that's more difficult to play because I'm a left-handed bass player. And that other bass is a right-handed bass, restrung lefty. So I'm like dealing with these knobs under my wrist and stuff like that. But for whatever reason, I got more output from that fucking bass. And, you know, they ran it through their stuff over there in Sweden and gave it a growl that I didn't know it had.
Yeah. And then he just ran that through my Ampeg PF250, I believe it is.
He's got an Ampeg 250. I got an Ampeg 500 that shit the bed.
Also, yeah, we had some gear issues during the recording, so it's funny.
Nothing against Ampeg PF 500s, but that one was a dog. Straight up, you know?
Fuck, man. That is an intense fucking lineup right there, man. Like, I'm thinking about it. You mentioned the Legacy. That's Steve Vai right there. Then you got the 5150. That's Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
Then you got the Marshall. Then you got the Ampeg. And then you're running everything into Andy LaRocque from King Diamond. Like, holy shit, man. That's
it was a cool process, and it was a cool experience, I think, for the band. And I mean, I told our drummer at the end of it, I was like, man, I think we all like got better as musicians, you know, just recording this album. And he agreed. He was like, oh man, I've seen all of us get better because we just pushed ourselves, and we really tried to write good songs, and we argued a little bit, and, you know, we got it done though, you know.
Also, one thing as far as not quite gear, but the sound of the album is that the previous album we produced ourselves, although we sent it out for mastering. And there's a lot of layering of guitars. There's songs that, you correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but they may have like 6 rhythm guitars in there. So it feels a little more spacey. And what Andy did is that he eliminated some of the guitars we sent him and simplified the sound and made it rawer and more simple in a way, although it's not by any means AC/DC or anything like that, right? But it sounds a little bit crunchier and more powerful and simpler. So it's to my eye, it's easy. To my ear, it's an easier listen because there's not all those many layers of guitars. And also we gave it. He gave the bass a little bit of an oomph, and it sounds like it has more distortion and more gain, and you can really tell. The bass has a nasty tone that I really enjoy, and you can hear it better than just the low end of it, which is how it sounds in the other albums.
Oh, yeah, man, it's fucking awesome, dude. Another question I wanted to ask you about was the fact that Pellet, one of our good friends, fucking is the one that sort of introduced you to us. As far as this record, how did you guys get in contact with him?
Oh, so we both grew up in the same town up in Lewiston, Maine, and I've known him and his brother Chris since high school. I met those guys maybe when I was a sophomore, and then later on, Pellet and I were roommates for a couple of years. And then when he got hired down at Relapse Records in Pennsylvania, my band at the time was getting ready to go on tour, and we brought him down there and dropped him off at Relapse. And then, like, on our way home, he was just going down there for a 2-week orientation. Our tour happened to be 2 weeks, so we picked him up on the way back to Maine, too, and he went back to Maine for like a month, and then he moved back down to Pennsylvania, or he moved down to Pennsylvania permanently after that, and he's been down there since. But Relapse was in Lancaster, now he's been in Philly, him and Chris, for years, and his brother Chris used to go on tour with my band Living Impaired, and ironically enough, he's the one that introduced me to Andy LaRocque at Milwaukee Metal Fest in 2000. So that's how that connection happened.
Man, that's awesome, dude. I love that fucking documentary he did with Pentagram, man.
Oh, that's Pellet's documentary. Yeah. He's the one that got Pentagram famous.
Yeah.
That's a great documentary.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I mean, the shit he put up with working with Bobby, I mean, that's like amazing. And it's just, I told these guys before, I wish we had a guy like Pellet on our team, because this band would be really moving along, because one thing about Sean is that he, if he believes in your band, he'll stand behind it and do it. And he's into a lot of different kind of music than what we do. You know what I mean? He's more into the doom stoner metal kind of stuff. And, he's worked for Housecore Records on Salmo, and he's worked for Season of Mist. He's into a whole kind of different thing than what we do, but he's my old bro either way. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. All right, man. Well, I got some questions for you coming in from the listeners in the chat room. Lady Red wants to know, have you guys ever played in Canada, or do you want to?
Well, we definitely want to. I have before. I played in Montreal over the years, back in the 90s, and recorded a record there. But no, this band, Fierce Atmospheres, has not. But I have ancestry there. My family's up there. I definitely want to get up to Canada and, play anywhere from Montreal to Quebec City. And a lot of my family's in Three Rivers in between. So that would be like really something cool. And our drummer's son lives in Montreal too. So him and his wife live up there, and they just had a baby, and he hasn't met his grandson yet. So he would love to go to Canada too. So, we would love to get up there. Anybody that could help, let us know. Stay in touch. Get in touch with us.
Oh, yeah. There you go, people. If you're listening out there in Canada, man, hook them up.
Yeah, love to get back to Montreal. That would be just awesome for me, especially, but I'm sure it'd be great for all of us. It'd be a great experience for us.
All right, next question. Ashley wants to know, do you have any interesting backstage stories?
No, green rooms are way more boring than they paint them. In truth. So yeah, no.
Not what it's all chalked up to
plus,
be, huh?
if we did, I mean, would you think it's like Vegas? Things stay there supposedly. Right?
Yeah, right. We can't be talking about that shit.
Fair enough, man. Next question. Lady Red wants to know, have you ever played at any haunted venues that you know of?
No, I don't know. I played in a strip club in the past, but I don't know how haunted that was. But no, I mean, we're always willing to go play anywhere. And although we have an international distribution with this album, and we have some contacts, we're an independent band, and we manage ourselves. So we wouldn't mind playing your Mar Mitzvah or your haunted house or whatever it is, as long as it doesn't break the bank at this point.
Hell yeah. Another question. Do you guys ever stage dive into the crowd?
No, but we all use wireless guitars, and when the crowd's getting rowdy, the idea can cross your mind. I mean, I think our guitar player, Sean, one of the last parties we did, he was out in the crowd, and hanging out. People were getting pretty rowdy and stuff. So, I mean, that's not like off the table necessarily.
I haven't done that since the mid-'90s, actually.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, man, for people out there who don't know, who've never seen you guys live, what can they expect at a live show of Fierce Atmospheres?
Lance?
Oh, you can expect 150% of pounding metal, progressive rock, whatever you want to call us. But we definitely deliver live. It's no holds barred, flat out deliverance of a great live rock show.
Deliverance.
For lack of a better way of putting it in the moment.
I think we are honest live, and we pick up our shield and our sword, and we go and attack and defend our music, and play it hard, and we don't phone it in. We're not young chickens anymore, but we throw down as hard as our knees let us.
Oh yeah, man. What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you guys on the stage?
That's a good question. Darren might say when Sean ran off for some beers in the middle of our set in Rhinelander.
Yeah, I remember that.
Ran
off with some beers?
Yeah.
Player, I'm not going to say his name. I don't want to be like getting anybody in trouble. Yeah.
No, but falling off the stage and things like that over the years tend to happen. But nothing major. Nobody's ever died or gone to the hospital, at least in my experience. How about you guys?
Yeah, luckily nothing too crazy's happened on stage for us before. Other than that, you look back, hey, where's the guitar player? Oh, he ran to get some beer. Yeah. And we turn around and, oh, he's back. He got his beers. Next song, all right.
Did he keep playing or did he stop playing?
He stopped.
He was off the stage. We didn't know where he went.
I was wondering if he had the wireless hookup, he could keep.
Oh, he did. He just stopped playing. He needed his two hands to carry the beer.
He couldn't concentrate, huh?
Oh yeah, he came back. Right, he came back with both hands full of beer. Though we're like, okay, he's pretty cool. Just let's get to the next song. But in his defense, it was an all-weekend party in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, at a place called the Project Mayhem Fest. And man, if you've ever been to that, they party up there.
Yeah.
It's like 3 days straight of just bands all day long on 2 stages, and it doesn't stop.
Man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Good weekend.
You got to do what you got to do in a time like that, I guess. He got thirsty in his defense.
Yeah. That's it. He was thirsty. And he couldn't find any Lagunitas, but I hope you did.
Yeah, I got him, man. I got him.
Awesome. Well, when you're in Chicago sometime, we'll have to go to Lagunitas. Their facility up here is awesome.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I would love that.
For sure, man. Stay in touch, when you're in the area. Have you ever been up here to Reggie's?
No, I've never been to Chicago, man.
Well, you got some friends here now. How about that?
I've always heard from a lot of people that Chicago is like a metal fucking city, man. A lot of people have told me, like, dude, you should go there, man. You need to go. And I'm like, okay, I don't know, but well,
there's a good solid underground culture, especially with more extreme metal bands, and there's a lot of them that stop either, like he said, Reggie's or Live Wire Lounge in the city, or a place in Joliet, which is like 30 minutes out, that is called The Forge. And a lot of the tours are quite successful. Recently, Overkill just played, and they packed the house too. So old school metal and extreme metal, and some bands from Europe are stop by and do really well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, hey, that's funny you said that. And speaking of Pellet, I'll just mention one thing. A long time ago, it's funny, before I moved up here, he told me when he was working, I think either for Relapse Records or Season of Mist, but he said Chicago was their biggest mail order area where they got the most orders from metal scene. Yeah, so it's like it's got a killer metal scene, and I honestly don't think I'd have Fierce Atmospheres where it is right now if I didn't move to Chicago. I'm pretty certain about that. So, it's a killer scene here. It's pretty cool.
There you go, man. I'm hearing it all over again, man. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna have to definitely make it up there, man, and check it out, because I've heard too much shit about Chicago to not go check it out.
Right on.
Well, we got Legions of Metal. It's one of the local festivals. It's like a couple of days. Fifth Angel is gonna be playing it, and Nasty Savage too. So it should be interesting.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'm about out of questions for you. Is there anything else you want to let the people know?
Well, that for them to check out the Speed of Dreams, however they get their music. We still have some vinyl copies for sale online, and CDs and streaming and all that good stuff. And if we happen to be in your town, come check us out.
Yeah, hey, could we announce our next few shows real quick too?
Absolutely, man. Go for it.
Okay, man, for everybody listening, what's so cool is that, everybody can listen on the internet. So we're playing April 30th here in Chicago at J.J. Kelly's in Lansing, Illinois, actually. That's April 30th. But then starting in July, we'll be in Cleveland, Ohio at the Sly Fox on July 21st. We're going to be at the Fett Music Hall in Providence, Rhode Island, July 22nd. And we're going to be most likely right now playing at Gino's in Portland, Maine, July 23rd. And we're looking for help for somebody to get us a show in New York, Sunday, July 24th. I got my feelers out everywhere. We're looking at Syracuse, New York City, anybody that can get us a show anywhere around New England, New York for Sunday, July 24th. That would be awesome. We'd appreciate it.
Fuck yeah, man. All right. Well, before I let you guys go, can I get you to make us a station tag real quick?
Yeah.
Whenever.
Go ahead, T. We'll let T do that.
All right. Whenever you're ready, say something like, "This is Fierce Atmospheres, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio."
Okay. Like about right about now? All right, cool. Hey, this is Adam from Fierce Atmospheres, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Fuck yeah, man. Awesome.
All right.
Well, what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to blast some more Fierce Atmospheres for these motherfuckers so they can go crazy, all right?
Cool. What are you playing?
Next up, I got Fear is on the Way. Fear is One Way.
Fear is a One Way. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good tune.
Oh, yeah, man. Thanks a lot, guys, for taking the time to talk to us, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, Zach, thanks a lot, brother. Good seeing you. We'll see you in Chicago someday. You said you're coming up, so we're going to be counting on it.
Absolutely, man. We'll make it happen.
All right. Take care. Thanks,
man. Thanks a lot.
Later, guys. Cheers.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
There you have it, folks. Fierce Atmospheres live on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation Radio. Like I told you guys earlier, put your speakers in your windows, put them in your front lawns, put them in your neighbor's driveway. If you're living in the basement, duct tape your speakers to the fucking ceiling. If you're in the attic, put your speakers on the floor and crank it the fuck up. When I say that, I mean reach out, grab the volume knob, and turn it all the way to the right until it stops, and then just leave it and fucking blast this shit, man. I'm serious, man. Crank it the fuck up. This is Fierce Atmospheres.